Knotting a tie and dressing professionally, it carries you in a different way. You're treated differently. You're treated like you're a smart person, you know what you're doing. My dad was a big inspiration when it comes to career for me because I always wanted to be like him. I always wanted to dress professional. You always put on tie, dress suit. We have a picture of him in the house, of him in the office with the phone. So every time I look up to that picture, I'm like, this is the person I want to be. My name is Melody Atsuma, and my middle name is Okuchukwu. I'm originally from Lagos, Nigeria, born and raised. My dad worked in one of the big banks in Nigeria, was a banker, so things were okay until he started getting sick. Then he had to stop working. My mom wasn't as educated as my dad. I think my mom only did elementary school. So when he died when I was 10, they were just like pretty much nothing for us to live on. We had like a living room and a bedroom space, just those 2 rooms. 8 of us all cramped inside that place. But my mom, as that strong woman, she helped us. It doesn't matter if there's no money, we try as much as I can to eat. Even if it's for everybody to eat just bread, that night, everybody eats bread and we go to sleep. I started working like around 12, 13. After school, I have to go hawking, come back, do my homework, and the same route the next day. As a boy that hawked in the street, I saw people that had wealth and how they've been able to build their wealth. And I just want to learn how to do that. After secondary school, I couldn't get into university for a very long time. In Nigeria, if you don't have a connection in any of those universities, you can't get into it. So I had to find a school and travel abroad. I went to Bronx Community College. I studied there business administration accounting, a very high GPA. I work overnight as a security guard at Goldman Sachs, and I go to school in the morning. But that does not stop me from working more than 40 hours a week, and that's the way I sustain myself and sustain my family. As a security guard, people don't really see you. So many people pass the turnstile at Goldman Sachs. They never talk to you. They just pass. It's just for me to just keep working hard and just learn how to navigate yourself into corporate America. I wanted to get into a big firm. I applied for so many jobs, but I never got called back. Well, this particular one invited me for the first round interview. So I went for it, and she was like, you did well, but you don't have any corporate experience. You don't have nothing as a background apart from you being a security guard, and that's it. So I had to look for other ways for me to be able to prove myself, for me to be able to learn and talk to people. Corporate America is so big, and if you don't have that networking, that connection, and learn how to easily walk into it, it becomes so hard. As a black man, there's so many things that I have this advantage for. I wanted not just my smartness to speak for me. So when I went to Baruch, that's some of the things that led me to Streetwise and start looking for mentors. I just think it was the best decision that I've ever done.
I got involved with Streetwise through a colleague at Deutsche Bank. There was a structured program which Streetwise is renowned for, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to give back to someone else, so I jumped at the chance. I came to America at a much older age, but I still had to learn how to do things differently, how to communicate differently. So we had a good rapport right from the start.
Stephanie is an amazing person. She was really interesting to get to know me, to want to help me and just make my career better.
Something that we worked on a lot was confidence, because he's so smart and so driven, but he just needed that extra boost to communicate that effectively.
I called her, I'm like, I have an interview next week. I need help. I don't know how to prepare for it.
He's got a great sense of humour, a wonderful warm smile, but making sure that he remembered to look people in the eye, to not hunch, to not, cross your arms, but to be more open.
Where I grew up, you don't talk to people face to face, especially when they're older. We usually put our eyes down, but that shows that you're not saying the truth in America. So she told me that when you go for your interview, you have to be confident. You have to look at the person in the face.
And then I said, look, these are questions that over the years I find people generally do ask. So let's think about some of the answers that you might want to consider.
And the first 3 questions that they asked me during the interview was some of the questions that Stephanie gave me. So I was super prepared for it. I never had someone I could bounce ideas with when it comes to my career, but Stephanie was there. She was that guide for me that I never had.
I think Streetwise did a fantastic job of matching me with Melody, and I was thrilled that by the end of the program, I think I'd really helped him grow.
She became not just a mentor, she became a friend, she became part of my family. Streetwise provided that to me, and I'm just grateful for that. Starting the job right now with some of the challenging times in the country, I just feel so lucky and so blessed. I got 2 offers from Morgan Stanley, and I'm like, awesome, this is what I want. I love the firm, this is where I want to be.
I'm really proud of him. I think he's going to climb the corporate ladder and be a superstar wealth manager one day.
I want to be able to provide for my family, not just only here in America, but my family, my bigger family in Nigeria. During COVID time, it was really tough for everyone. So I had to be able to give money to people and just say, okay, this is for me and my wife. Please use it to buy some food to help your family.
I think that's just part of his nature. You know, he's a good-hearted, warm, kind person. And obviously that comes from his family background. His mother, you know, instilled that in him, and she should be very, very proud of the success he's had here.
I just think that it was just that inspiration from my dad that put me together to where I am today. I have a daughter. Her name is Eliana, and she's like the most wonderful thing that has happened to us. Just having a job for me to be able to say, I don't have to use so much strength power anymore. I can now use my brain and what I've learned and what I'll keep learning to make money. And now I can be able to tell my child, this is what I do. This is a career that I have. And she can be able to use that as a stepping stone and say, my dad is this, my mom is this, I can be better. And I'm just grateful for that.